Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we're covering the Arizona Cardinals throughout the entirety of the 2024 season, so subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free.
Okay. Prado will be out there. D-Rob will be out there. Zay Jones will be out there. Garrett will be out there. So we'll see how the week goes with all those guys.
All right, everybody, let's go and dive right into it. Let's go ahead and talk about all the latest updates that we got earlier this morning here from Jonathan Gannon, and we got some good information. We absolutely do. Now, although we knew something was going to happen with Darius Robinson, rookie defensive lineman that we just got this year. Unfortunately, he got hurt with a calf injury to start the season, and we weren't able to see him in the first 5 weeks. But per Darren Urban of the Arizona Cardinals, he ended up putting this tweet out, and it says this: the Arizona Cardinals officially designate to return from IR defensive lineman Darius Robinson, opening his 21-day window. And they re-signed defensive lineman Austin Pleasance to the practice squad. Now, couple things here, right? I did hear the Arizona Cardinals are going to be potentially bringing in people for workouts for offensive linemen. Obviously, we need it, right? The whole Will Hernandez going to IR and kind of the swing of what's happening at the right tackle position. The Cardinals are trying to find players to obviously fill in those roles. As of right now, TBD. We don't have the exact names, but I do know that the Cardinals are probably going to start working some people out. But obviously, re-signing Austin Pleasance to the practice squad means, or at least that tells me that the Cardinals are cognizant of the idea that we got to bring people in here, right? Because our depth is getting very, very thin, especially with all the injuries we have in the trenches. But let's talk about Darius Robinson real quick. Now, I did post a video about this yesterday about obviously Darius Robinson, practicing and potentially having the 21-day window open up for Darius Robinson. But overall, this is fantastic news. It really is. Now, although we kind of felt like this was going to happen, the officially him being, put on the 21-day practice window is absolutely amazing. Now, I want to be very clear. This doesn't mean he's playing against Green Bay. This does not mean he's playing against Green Bay. He could. He very well could, but right now what the Cardinals have done is they opened up the 21 days practice window for Darius Robinson. That means they got 21 days to activate him to the final 53. And obviously there's going to need to be some cuts that need to obviously happen in order for him to get elevated to the final 53. But this is a step in the right direction for Darius Robinson. Can he play in Green Bay? Yes, he can, right? Is Jonathan Gannon going to show his cards on a Wednesday when the game's on Sunday? No, he's not. So maybe look for some sort of news, maybe by Friday or Saturday, about a potential elevation from Darius Robinson. One thing that we did hear is that he is very close, right? He's very close to coming back. Now, we don't know if that means week 6 or Monday Night Football versus the Chargers, right? So just amazing news. We definitely need the help, especially in the trenches here with Darius. So I'm super, super excited about that. A couple other news that dropped as well is that the Arizona Cardinals ended up releasing Chris Moore, which is the guy that we just signed this last offseason for a veteran wide receiver. He really hasn't done anything for the Cardinals, but he was released today. And that just kind of tells me that most likely Zay Jones is going to be elevated to the final 53. We all know what happened with Zay Jones. Unfortunately, breaking news dropped that he was suspended for the first 5 games. First 5 games already happened, so most likely Zay Jones is going to get elevated to the final 53, maybe Friday, maybe even on Saturday, but he is practicing per Jonathan Gannon today. So definitely good news. Thank you, Chris Moore, for everything you've done for the Cardinals organization, but I think this was obviously the right move, right? Now, a couple other things that we've heard today is that Matt Prater was practicing today. Good news. Is good to have our veteran kicker back. And if he doesn't go, I really do like what I've seen in Ryland. I really do like what I've seen with him. So I think we're kind of in a good situation here with special teams. Obviously, I would love the comfort of having Matt Prater back there that's going to hit a 58 plus bomb, right? It almost kind of seems like it's going to happen or it's going to make it, but I do like what I've seen from Chad Ryland, so we'll have to kind of wait and see how that shakes out. But he's back in practice. Garrett Williams is now back in practice, arguably one of the best quarterbacks we have on this roster, and he's still very young. So he's back in practice. Darius Robinson's in practice, and then Zay Jones is in practice as well. So really, really good news overall for the Cardinals. I think, obviously, after this win, against the San Francisco 49ers, where they're now falling to 2-3, as well as the Arizona Cardinals are 2-3. We're taking a step in the right direction, right? We need this Arizona Cardinals organization to, potentially see this team as a more than a 4, 5, 6 win team, right? I'm looking at the remaining of the schedule, and I know that the Cardinals can. I know we can win more than 5 games. I know we can win more than 6. Heck, I think we can win more than 7. Now, I don't want to get too crazy. I'm not saying double digits, but I think if the Cardinals can take care of business, we're getting healthy at the right time. We did have a gauntlet to start off the season in terms of the teams that we had to play. We had a gauntlet, right? We had the Bills, we had the Rams, we had the Lions, we had the Commanders. Who would have known they were going to be such a juggernaut? They're very good. And then the 49ers, right? And being the fact that we're 2-3, that's not bad, ladies. I'll take that, right? I will take that. Obviously, we need to somehow find ways to continue to stack wins. And I think this stretch right here that we're going to have, with obviously starting with Green Bay, and I'm not going to sit here and say this is an easy game at all, because it's not, especially traveling to Lambeau and just obviously, weather conditions can potentially be a factor here for the Cardinals, and being the fact that we're more used to a dome, I'm not going to say it's an easy game, but we take a look at the stretch that we got coming our way. We got the Packers, we got the Chargers, we got the Dolphins, and then we got the Bears, right? I'm not going to say any of those games are winnable. I've been burnt before saying anything's a winnable game. Obviously, any given Sunday, you never know what's going to happen, but this could be a good time where the Cardinals can continue to stack up W's, right? Now, obviously, it all starts here with the Green Bay Packers. I think Jonathan Gannon and the rest of this Cardinals organization have their mind focused on the Green Bay Packers. They know what's ahead of them, and they know that this is a big game, right? Because obviously it's the next game. The next game is always the big game here for the Cardinals organization. So I'm super, super excited. I hope, fingers crossed, that we see the debut of Darius Robinson in Lambeau Field. But if that's not the case, maybe hopefully on Monday Night Football versus the Chargers. But step in the right direction, ladies and gentlemen. Step in the right direction. So, all right, everybody. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. We're going to be closing up shop. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, go Cardinals.